Why did the kids give me a copy of my own internet bill in exchange? How did you have it? I put a sticky note on the back to tell you, but I have been getting mail clearly meant for you, but it is addressed to the both of us as if we are still married. Please contact your internet company and ensure my name is not on your account. No, your name is nowhere near my account. Why would it be? Is this your way of showing me you have access to my personal life or something? This is extremely unsettling and inappropriate. No, I just simply want to ensure I am not listed on your account. Nothing nefarious. I don't believe you. You have never done anything except try to sabotage me every step of the way. I don't know what you plan to do to try and undermine me with this. But you need to stop or I will be filing a restraining order. You are a deranged and unhinged individual. I do not feel safe near you or knowing you know anything about my life anymore. I should not have to live in fear of the next move you make in attempts to sabotage me. I'm sorry you feel that way, but those feelings are completely unfounded. Hey buddy, can we talk for a minute? I didn't want to talk to you in front of your brothers and embarrass you. Am I in trouble? No, of course not. But I wanted to talk to you about the accidents you have been having lately. We've been having to change your sheets almost every night. And when I cleaned your room while you were at your dad's, I found a bunch of wet clothes. I just want to know what's going on. If you're hurting down there or feel like you can't hold your pee for some reason, we can go to the doctor and get checked out. I'm sorry. I know I've had a bunch of accidents, but it's because of my nightmares. You're having nightmares? You haven't said anything about that. I didn't want you to be upset that I was having bad dreams and wetting the bed. I wouldn't be mad, but why are you having bad dreams? Do you remember what they are about? Yeah, but I'm not supposed to tell you. I can't tell anyone. You can always tell me anything. You should never feel like you have to have secrets from me. No, I can't, or Daddy will get in trouble. This is Officer Blank at Blank County Police Department. How can I help you? Hi, my name is Harper Blank. I'm calling in reference to my son. I'm extremely concerned that something has happened to him when he was in his father's care. I am going to need you to be a bit more specific about your concerns. What do you believe has happened to your son? I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around it. He has been having accidents and night terrors and hiding it from everyone. I found a pile of wet underwear hidden under his bed. I confronted him about it when he came home from his father's this morning, and he told me he wasn't allowed to tell anyone what happened to him or his dad would get in big trouble. So you believe something has happened to him when he was with his father? Officer, I'm concerned that my son has been sexually $dollar-dollar-alted while at his father's. It would not be the first time his father had been accused of inappropriate behavior with a minor. I am about to get my son in the car and drive to the hospital to have him examined. I can get you the medical report once I am done. I will meet you at the hospital to get the rest of the story and hopefully speak to son. While son is busy with the doctor, would you expand on your statement about your ex having previous misconduct with minors? Yes, I didn't find out about this until we already legally separated, but I learned that when he had been fired from the high school he had been teaching at, it was due to him being caught having a sexual relationship with a student. Do you have any information on who this student was? I should still have her contact information. I can find it when I get home and send it to you. How exactly did you discover that your ex was having inappropriate relationships with his students? I honestly don't remember who I first heard it from. I was told my attorney, a social worker, and a few random people who had reached out. I don't remember who told me first, though. You don't remember? Okay. Have you seen any signs of physical abuse on the kids after visiting with their father? No, I've never seen anything, but I will say that son's behavior in the last month or so has been extremely off. He demands to sleep in bed with me, has become extremely shy about getting dressed, and has asked me multiple questions that are sexual in nature. What was the reason that you and Mr. Blank decided to split? There were multiple reasons. I doubt we have time to get into all of them. Ma'am, I need you to actually answer my question. I'm sorry. I just don't see the relevance in why we divorced. We should be in there with son during the interview and make sure he's okay. Right now, the best thing to do is for you to actually fully answer my questions. A history of abuse, every single kind, mental, physical, sexual, you name it, he did it. Did you ever report these incidents or receive medical treatment for any? Maybe once or twice over the years, not very often. That would have made him mad. Thank you. As I'm sure you know, I need to make sure to fairly look into both sides of this issue to get to the bottom of it. I will reach back out if I need to speak to you again. Is that it? What do we do now? Right now, you allow the department to complete its investigation and do your best to be patient. So, youngest, can you tell me more about these nightmares you said you've been having? Do you think you know why you're having them? No, I don't know. It just happens. Everyone has nightmares, right? Yes, of course, but they seem to really be affecting you. I'd like to be able to help figure out why, so maybe the nightmares will stop. No, I don't know. Has anyone done anything to hurt or scare you? Something happened at Daddy's house, but it has to stay in a thought bubble. I can't tell anyone. I promised. Something happened at your dad's. Wait, no, something happened at school. Not Daddy's. I messed up. You confused me. Okay, at school, what happened? I don't know. I forget. Can I go home now? The nurse is going to check you out to make sure you're okay, and then you should be able to go, okay? So at this moment, we are not seeing any evidence of sexual abuse or trauma. The nurses didn't see anything in their exam. No, Mom, nothing that would definitively point to sexual abuse. Oh, thank God. But something is clearly happening, right? The way youngest is answering questions and the bedwetting and accidents isn't normal. I completely understand why you would be concerned with what's been going on with youngest, and you did the right thing bringing him in to get checked out. But without any physical evidence of a $dollar alt, or the child directly reporting the abuse, there is nothing we can do at the moment. There has to be something we can do. I can't just send him right back until there's proof. Some kids can go through regressions around this age. This could very well be that he is just struggling with accidents and is embarrassed by it. Let's not jump to the worst case scenario. Something is going on. It's not just the accidents. This will remain documented, and if anything else changes or he is ready to open up about what has happened, we can't move forward. I'm sorry. So first you attempt to take over my workplace, then you attempt to use the kids to stop my whereabouts, and now you are falsely accusing me of hurting our child. How low are you planning on going, Harper? There were multiple concerning issues. I took youngest to be examined as any parent should to ensure their child is safe. You are seriously going to regret this. This is insane. I can promise you this will be the straw that causes the judge to take custody away from you finally. I have already informed my attorney of the insanity you have committed against me, and we will be going after a protection order against you. You are deranged and need help. I fear for my life when you are able to be near me or in contact with me. I do not believe you will be satisfied until I am completely ruined or unalived. Please seek immediate psychiatric treatment. Check into an inpatient facility and get the help you need. You are not a safe or stable person to be raising children. Based on Harper's behaviors over the last few months, including making police reports in which she knew were false that my client is considering taking criminal legal actions against her for. My client feels as though he has no choice but to protect himself from her continued slander. Rather than file a civil injunction against her, which would damage her ability to keep and retain gainful employment. I am wondering if your client would be willing to enter into a stipulated agreement in the family court case with these following terms. Harper may not be in contact with Nico's employer, including anyone from the district who would have the ability to fire him or negatively impact his employment. She is not to follow him home, conduct surveillance, or have contact with him outside of OFW. Communication over-off will remain strictly about the children. She will not use a third party to communicate, slander, or send Abu Dollar messages. All custody exchanges will be done with a third party, and Harper will be barred from attending. If she is willing to agree to this, she can avoid the severe consequences of her recent actions. As you were not present during the final divorce hearing, you should be aware that the judge had already ruled communication be conducted strictly over OFW, which my client has had no issues with. My client has also not conducted any type of smear campaign against Mer Blank. She made a report to law enforcement and CPS based upon very concerning behaviors and statements made by her child. And the decision to make this report was not made lightly. I would also like to note that my client has not attempted to contact Mr. Blank's employers in regards to his employment whatsoever. Nor has she attempted to conduct surveillance or in any way stalk or harass him. That falls solely on your client. And lastly, while my client is thrilled that the report she made has come back unfounded and there is no physical evidence of abuse, the report she made was in complete good faith and was not made in attempts to harm Mr. Blank, her focus was solely on the well-being of the children. My client is not in agreement to your request and is more than willing to defend her decisions if your client chooses to pursue legal actions. Nico had me served at work today with a restraining order and is claiming that I lied about why I reported suspicions of sexual abuse regarding youngest. He's wanting to go to court over this. We knew this was a possibility after the email from his attorney. Are you still wanting to refuse his request to accept the new guidelines he wanted included in your family court case? Yes, I'm sure. If I agree, that only will confirm to him that he is right in assuming I lied to try and target him. I'm not going to let him bully me into agreeing to what he wants. Okay, then we will take this to court. While I am confident I could properly defend you in this matter, I know I have a very full schedule coming up. There is another attorney in my office who is a pit bull in these types of cases, who has a lot more availability though. I think he would be able to best handle this portion of your case. If you are open to it, I am more than happy to stay on your case, but I am wanting to ensure you get the best results possible. That's fine with me if you think he is best suited. Thank you so much for looking out for us like this. Harper, do you know that man, the one with red hair? Of course I do. That's Nico, my ex-husband. Asterisk, the attorney's face pales. He stands there shocked for a minute before regaining composure. Asterisk. Why, what's wrong? He was sitting in his car on my street for hours last night. I didn't think too much of it at first, because I live on a dead-end road, and people park sometimes when they're pulling up directions. But we made eye contact when I was walking my dog. He waved at me. Are you sure it was him? As sure as I can be. He made direct eye contact with me every time I looked his way, like he was waiting for me to approach him or something. What was he driving? Asterisk the attorney describes the exact vehicle that Nico has had for the last few years asterisk. Yeah, that's his car. How did he even know where you live? You need to report that. Don't worry about it right now. Today is about getting you the outcome you need in court. His behavior isn't going to change the fact that he is going to lose in court today. Court is now in session to determine if the restraining order filed against Harper Blank should remain in effect. To start today, I would like to hear directly from the petitioner as to why this restraining order is necessary. Your Honor, I do not feel as though it is necessary for me to testify today. My attorney is prepared to handle this case without my needing to speak. I'm sorry, but you are requesting a restraining order against the mother of your children, but do not feel as though it is necessary for you to testify as to why. That is correct, Your Honor. I hired an attorney to handle this for me, and I do not see why he cannot do so without me having to testify. I must say, this is the first time I have ever had someone file a restraining order and refuse to testify in court. Your Honor, my client has a strong and valid fear for his safety due to his ex-wife's behaviors and actions. He has petitioned the court for this restraining order to not only protect himself physically, but legally against her false claims. Can you elaborate on these claims, since your client does not feel it necessary to do so himself? Of course, Your Honor. Ms. Blank has used lies and slander to harass my client since their initial separation to punish him for the failing of their marriage. She has weaponized the courts against him with lies about physical infidelity, attempted to alienate him from his kids. He has discovered recently that the defendant has admitted to employing friends to stalk and survey his whereabouts, taking pictures of his car parked in his girlfriend's parking lot to verify his whereabouts. He has had police called on him multiple times when he has done nothing illegal or threatening. He simply wants to be an involved father for his children, and feels the only way to be allowed to do so is if the restraining order is kept in effect. And with the newest addition to the harassment, Ms. Blank's false claims that my client has sexually abused their youngest child, it is imperative that the courts finally put a stop to her behavior. I see. I would like to hear from Ms. Blank, so she has a chance to explain her side of these accusations. Your Honor, I have never once stalked or harassed Mr. Blank. I have not threatened him or done anything to intentionally bring harm on him. That is the last thing I would want to do. I have talked to him in an attempt to figure out where he is actually living, as I was concerned that the children are having to drive approximately 3 hours every exchange due to Mr. Blank hiding his T.R. address from me. I informed him that I was aware that he was staying in an apartment complex relatively close to me, due to friends who live in the same complex recognizing him and his car and sending the information to me. And I was offered a position through the same school district that Mr. Blank is employed through. I never once attempted to cost Mr. Blank his employment and have no desire to. I informed him of my new position as I am required to, and he is attempting to prevent me from this position. I am not even employed at the same school as Mr. Blank. My position has no effect on him. I am not the stalker here. Can you explain these apparent false